What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to another unboxing showcase review. Here we have Marvel Legends Angel. Very surprised to see this available at CMD store. That is where I ordered it from. You can definitely order it from there. I'm just very surprised to see it available. Picked it up, came within like 2 days. Awesome. Great to have Angel. I definitely wanted this figure. It is X-Men. You guys know I am all about my Marvel Legends X-Men. If it's X-Men, I'm definitely gonna pick it up. But here we go, Angel. This is your box right there, because it's basically a deluxe figure. That's really what it is. Side of the box has some artwork. Back of the box, information, of course, more comic book artwork as well. But let's check this out. You guys may have seen my little short or reel. I've opened this up already, but for the unboxing showcase, you guys definitely know how we do this. So here we go. What you get, or how you get it inside the box. You definitely have some print for the background work on the box itself, but here is Warren out of the packaging. But let's get a better look, get everything unboxed, put it on the table, and let's check them out. All right, there we go. There we have Angel out of the box. Definitely some assembly required because of the wings. So let's take a look at the accessories, and of course we'll go over the figure. All right, starting off, definitely a pair of fists. And then of course we have these open expressive hands, which both of them are different. This one's a little bit more aggressive. This one's more, stoic in a way. I use the word stoic apparently, but we've seen these hands before. I mean, these are like the Vulcan hands. I mean, considering we have Vulcan body, yeah, very cool. We still have some hands. And then we have this portrait right here, which looks pretty good. And then we have this portrait here, which I honestly don't like. It's weird. I think it's how the paint was printed. It's, I mean, how can I put this? It looks as if he's biting his bottom lip, and it's just goofy. Is that the best word for it? Yeah, it's just weird. Now, it's also take into account this as well. It's also a different style of the uniform for his headdress part. Because look, we have two different types, which is kind of weird because you can see it also goes down to the bridge of his nose, while this one does not. So ultimately, this is a much better face sculpt right here. This, unfortunately, that smile, no, I don't like it. And here we have the wings, and the wings look great. These are sculpted very nicely. There is two different colors, so you can see like the kind of brown wash that's going on throughout. So it's still really cool, and it does have a peg for the back of Warren, and then it does have 3 parts to it. So this thing can expand pretty long. So that's very cool to see. And I just like how we can do that. I mean, you don't want to make it look too obvious where it comes apart, but it's nice to see that it does articulate. And of course it happens on both of them. So very cool. Let's attach these on there. So of course it doesn't specify left and right, but I think you can understand which is the front and which is the back. So of course this would be the left-hand side. There is that peg, there's a hole. You don't normally hear a click, but you hear like a small push where it's been inserted in there. So once you feel that, then you're good to go. It's not gonna fall out or anything. Same thing on the other side. Just like that. So there. Oh, I did not. So there we go. That should do it. So there's that going on. It's not, it's funny. You would think it could be back heavy a bit, but it's not. You will find that you may use his wings to help him stand, but it does stand. He does stand on his own regardless. He could definitely balance without having it, touching the floor. You just, you'll find that spot when you start standing him up, but it looks incredible with these wings on here. So let's help him just stand up for a second. So The articulation on it is actually really good. So we're gonna just mess around with it, but I'm glad to see just an overall look of how he is still, you know, it's identifiable, of course. Very cool to have these wings on there. All right, let's start with the paint and sculpt, of course. This is very well done. We all know that this is pretty much the Vulcan body to a T in a way. Where can I get Vulcan? I know I have the Vulcan here. Here is Vulcan. I mean, this is pretty much, you can see, is almost the same body. And the best, this is also another part, because the sculpt is practically the same, but why, oh why do we not get butterfly joints? This would have been so much better with butterfly joints, yet the Vulcan body has the butterfly joints. So you can definitely see, the only thing, of course, is different from the Vulcan body is the upper torso part. The lower torso is the same. Legs are the same, like arms are the same. Everything is practically the same except because they did not decide to put the butterfly joints. And it's so disappointing, especially for a flyer. That's the craziest part. So let's just take him out of there. But paint and sculpt. Paint is really, they did a good job with painting this. It's lined up nicely. You can see where it kind of just almost bleeds together. It's not exactly straight, but I can understand it. The only other part here, of course, which I also don't like, is, you know, that cutoff part where we saw on Vulcan and a lot of other figures as well. So this is the white plastic, but then they had to paint over the red plastic, and you can see the identifiable difference with the white. So that sucks. And it's what makes it worse here is that this is much more cleaner. The white is much more bolder to match here, but not here. And that's a shame. I mean, that's where you kind of just mess up with the paint sculpt with it. I mean, you might as well just make a whole glove forearm just so that will work out. It goes the same here with the boots. You're gonna paint this triangle to make it look like, you know, a boot type of thing, then you might as well. Those are the gripes I get when it comes to paint, because even though I like the figure itself, it's definitely a better body for Angel. You miss out on so much. Wings, we kind of went over. The wings look great. I don't really have an issue with the wings. So all in all, I mean, it's a pretty simple paint that they did right by it. It looks like Angel in the red costume, but they just messed up on where these whites are. That's a big issue for me. Sorry, forgot about the head. Head looks great. Head is awesome. This head sculpt is much better than this one, and I already talked about this one, so I'm not really this one's overall much better. The lines are clean on the paint, so I'm not gonna, there's nothing for me to complain about this. The eyes, the lips, everything looks awesome. It looks really good. Hair sculpt is done well too. There is no wash or anything like that on the head sculpt, but you can see that it's sculpted very nicely. So there you go. Okay, and with articulation, so I'm gonna just maneuver these out of the way for the time being. Articulation, same, we all know the differences. Head can turn left and right. It does have a little bit of tilt. It's got the neck hinge, so that's good, because we definitely want him to look up. He can move down quite a bit. So there you go, that's your head and neck. Arms can go up past 90. Can definitely rotate, and of course upper bicep, double jointed elbows, pinless, no butterfly. That's my only disappointment. It's got a crunch, which is pretty good, and he can go back pretty far. That's actually pretty good. So the ab crunch is done well for that. He's got a waist swivel, and of course the legs can go out that far. He's got an upper thigh cut, the double jointed knee that is also pinless, of course a boot swivel, and then we have his foot that can go that high. It can go back pretty well, and of course it's got a pivot. So basic articulation that we've fully come to know with our Marvel Legends, and it's on this nicer, much better Vulcan body, which is really good. So there you go. Oh, hands, good Lord, hands can go horizontal with either the fists or these expressive hands. So, all right, there you go, articulation. Oh no, good Lord, see this? I'm just rushing. I am definitely rushing. Wings can go with this horizontal joint. You can see that, and of course they can turn as far as you wanted to, because you can just loop them around if you wanted to. Then it's got a connection point here for all three pieces, where all of the wings, where you can extend the wings as much as you can for where you want it to go, especially if you're going to go straight across like that. So that's very nice, very, very nice. And of course you can hinge them like this. Yeah, that's awesome. I love these wings. Angel, this is very cool. And if you can definitely turn them inward like so. So that's awesome. You can turn them in like that. That's very cool. I think if you go like that, yeah, there's some range that you can get from this. So I like that a lot. All right, guys, he stands right at 6.5 inches tall. And then the wingspan, and that's basically from edge to edge, I would have to say that's 12 and probably about 17 to 18 inches long from end to end. So that's awesome. That's a pretty big wingspan. Okay, comparison time. Usual suspects. We have a Spawn from McFarlane Toys, Star Wars Black Series, Mythic Legions. Oh yeah, how about this Mythic Legion? There's Arakagor, which is completely out of the screen, so I had to see how big it was. And here are some other Marvel Legends. And I have some other winged characters, because this is Mythic Legions. This is Gadriel. She's got these golden wings here, which is actually pretty nice. It almost has a similar design in regards to how they expand out, but you can see it's still very cool. Now here is Venom from the Null 2-pack, which this wingspan is actually pretty killer too. The thing is that they also have, I believe they share the same ports. So I'm curious. Let me just kind of see what's going on back there. All right, so there's the ports for them. Very similar, but do they have the same pegs? Which, as you can see, this one does that. Pegs are different. And there goes the one piece. Pegs are definitely different. You can see here, like so. So I don't think we can interchange if we wanted to. Yeah, that doesn't even go in. This would go in, but it's not gonna do anything. So they made them different. So there's no interchangeability if you really wanted to, but I figured, hey, what the hell, check it out. And for last comparison, here we have Archangel. Definitely needs an improvement. It needs an upgrade. We definitely need the Vulcan body for an Archangel, which let's hope we get the butterfly joints for this Archangel when they do upgrade them at some point. It's definitely an improvement. I would definitely love to see Archangel upgraded. The wings though, the wings completely different. This doesn't expand as much as you would want it to, because it's got these hinges right here, as you can see. So it can do this, but the difference here for Archangel, there's no way to interchange it, because Archangel uses the single port for the back. If you don't have an Archangel, this is what you get. So you get that port. But there was I thought it could have been different. This port comes off. So now you have two separate wings, which we all know, just from seeing, there's no way it's gonna connect into that, nor those into this. So you can't interchange them. It is what it is. I just wanted to test it out and try it, but it's cool. It's cool to see, you know, the differences, as well as, some things that can improve on these figures. But I can't wait. We'll see the difference sooner or later. But there's your comparisons. All right, guys, there we have it. There is my unboxing showcase review on the new Marvel Legends Angel Deluxe figure. So I am still happy with this figure. You heard my gripes on it. Yes, I wish there was some of those little things that they could have just easily improved upon. And in my opinion, yeah, I hope it should have been easy, because we're using almost the same parts as the Vulcan body. So I would have thought adding, the butterfly joints could have been better, but I can see the differences in the upper torso that they did not do that. So, but I don't want that as an excuse. The paint also, there are just the little things that I wish they could just improve upon. Love the wingspan, everything's great. This head sculpt so good, this head sculpt not so good, but I'm glad we got an Angel figure. I expect new variants of this, like the blue costume as well, even with the alternate heads where he has the blue skin, or as well a new Archangel. So I'm glad we're getting these improvements, these upgrades for these Marvel characters that I absolutely love, especially with X-Men. So I'm very happy. But guys, let me know what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts on this figure. Are you going to get one? Did you already pick it up? I would appreciate your feedback on it. So make sure you hit that like, comment, and of course subscribe if you're new. I would greatly appreciate it. On our way to 6,000 subscribers, so thank you guys so much. Hope to see you soon, and I hope to see you on the next hunt.